And go, Elliot.
Welcome, Nerds fans, to the latest S&M production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the sports nerd joins forces with his maniac co-hosts, whom are a select group of sports nerds with attitude that are known in Nerd Nation as the Rat Pack. These are four of the most foul-mouthed, shit-talking nerds, spitting some sick rips and rants, just enough to make you piss your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd Right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Sports Nerds. I am the Sports Nerd, Scott Wright. Alon, I'm joined as usual by my co-hosts, Mr. John G. Olson, Mr. Elliot Big E Lama, and Ken Koslow. For the next 90 minutes, we will discuss the weekend sports by bringing our own unique takes and opinions to the table with no filter, and there will be smack talk in the middle of it all. Gentlemen, how we doing this week?
Hey, I'm doing great. I got to do something because Nosey's in the audience, and you're not going to hear this on the podcast, but everybody watching,
intro.
Nosey.
What is that for? All right, for those of you on the podcast not knowing, what are you flipping him off for, John?
I just because he does it's actually a taunt in Call of Duty that you can do where you stand over someone's dead body and the finger does this. So I thought, just to make him feel at home, I would give him I'd flip him the bird. Go Lions. Go Lions.
That's great. Yes, as John was mentioned, we are now on. As of this week, we are on 6 platforms for podcasts. So this is the Sports Nerds is now a weekly podcast, including Spotify. So go out there and search for us under the Sports Nerds, and you should be able to find us. I don't have a link right at this moment, so that's okay.
You can't find us if you're not trying.
Correct. If you're not trying, you won't find it.
There's actually a lot of sports nerd shows.
I noticed that. There was. I did see that
weird?
Too. Yeah, I did see that.
Bastards.
I know.
Yeah.
We need to copyright it.
I know. Something.
Right?
Anyways.
Well, I can tell you it is officially summertime in Texas now. We are 100 degrees today, 105 heat index. So glad I'm inside.
Yes. Hey, Clarky, what's going on? But you found me, Clark. Good. Glad to hear it.
Clarky.
Good. At least somebody's found the podcast.
I'm here.
What's that?
I was telling Clarky I'm here.
You're here. Oh, he found you. Did he find you on Facebook?
Yeah, finally. Finally got it sorted.
All right. Well,
there's a question already. Look at Nosey's. Who should be my first 3 picks for fantasy? I think you should go Philly defense, the Philly kicker, and then a DST, defensive special teams player. That's what I think you should do. Right to the top, buddy. Right to the top.
There you go. John's here just to help you out. Too funny. Yeah, what are you going to say about it, Elliot?
I ain't got nothing to say about it. It's what it is,
I hear. Elliot's not on camera, but he is here, folks. Don't worry, he is here.
By the way, I do have somebody that's going to sit in for me. He's probably going to be looking for a job soon, so I figured I'd give him a little bit of work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron Boone. Did they fire him?
No. Oh, that's me. That's my wishful thinking background. That's my put it out in the universe.
Karma's not through with him yet.
Oh, with that, we're gonna talk about it real quick. Yeah, and to Elliot's dismay, we're gonna talk about it. The New York Yankees
made it all. Yeah.
had a no hitter going into this after 7 innings today, and they were leading 4-0. and the Red Sox still won the game 5.
And then that fool on the screen showed up again, acting as a manager. He has done a really fucking piss poor job to this point.
Yes, I agree.
He can't even act as a manager. Be one.
So his name is not going to appear on your manager of the year ballot, huh?
He's not on his Christmas card list. That's for darn sure. No, he's not.
He's more on my fuck off and die list.
Yeah. Hey, Eliana, how you doing?
Hi, Eliana.
Oh,
Eliana.
Too funny. Too funny. All right, we're going to start the show off with a big topic that happened with the NFL this week. NFL has come down and said, due to COVID, those unvaccinated, if it causes an inability to play a game,
or to make up a game, teams will end up having to forfeit that game because they could not make it up. And the team at fault, meaning the one that had all the COVID issues, will be the one that forfeits the game. Now I look at John's face and I say, okay, he's got words.
I'm just sitting back and listening.
Okay.
I'm not saying a thing.
Okay.
Hey, his boy chimed in earlier. Stephon Diggs.
Well, yeah, and
he
so Cole Beasley
basically told guys, look, we're all here to win championships, and if you can't be part of that, then you need to step the fuck on.
Yeah, Cole Beasley's been one of the most outspoken people in the NFL against the vaccine. I'm vaccinated. I know Ken's vaccinated. I know Elliot's vaccinated because we've talked about it on the show before. I don't know if John is. He hasn't said anything either. He's not vaccinated. Okay.
Here's the thing: no matter what those guys do or don't do, the NFL will go on.
Right.
NFL will on.
And to be straightforward, you have the right not to be vaccinated. You have that. That is your choice.
They're not taking that away from you.
That's not right. You're gonna lose your job, just like up here. If you don't get vaccinated, they're gonna start firing you. That's not just happening
in football, though. That's happening everywhere.
Yeah, that's not just football, John. That's
exactly.
everywhere.
But that's okay, guys.
And you know why?
It's totally
because
fine.
It's a public health issue.
Nothing wrong with it. But yeah, but then remember a couple weeks ago, you guys said that no one's been dying since they got vaccinated. Did you read the numbers?
Yes,
in
the numbers
England?
are still.
Most of the people who are dying are 2 times vaccinated.
No.
Yes.
No.
That must be in
up.
Canada.
Read that in England.
Canada,
in England, most of the people that have been admitted to hospital.
Of the people in hospitals and dying in the United States.
I'm not talking about this. It's a world bigger than America, guys.
Unvaccinated.
Hi, Jen.
Well, you know what? If our own country, if your own country can't get their shit together, how can you expect anybody else to?
Hey, Army.
Yeah.
Hey, Army, what's going on,
happens. Guys? Now you're not going to be able to do things unless you got your stupid vaccine card. You're not going to be able to travel.
Nobody's mandating
you can't have a job. People are saying they want people fired if they don't get a vaccine. You'll see. But this is all, you guys are all okay with it. Nothing wrong is going to happen. Nothing bad from this is going to happen at all.
Here's the thing. I don't know, here in America, when we grew up as kids, we got all kinds of different booster and vaccine shots. And we had a little book. We had a little book with dates.
It took decades to get those things approved. Decades. Yeah, it took.
And it also used to take
10 weeks.
It also used to take forever when he had Pony Express. But now we've got internet and we got all kinds of different shit that makes things faster.
Okay. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
When people start telling you can and cannot do something if you don't have a piece of paper, that sounds a little bit like, I don't know, World War II.
Katie, for a source, you go to the conversation.com and there's a story on it. In fact, I'll
there's
post
a big
link.
story on it.
Yeah,
about everybody in England that's dying in hospital.
Not everybody.
2 shots.
Okay. Not everybody.
But a big chunk. Right. You guys were all last 2 weeks ago, you were all saying, John, you're full of it. No one's dying who got to. You were all saying that. We can go back and look. All you guys were saying, no one's dying from 2 vaccinations, and there you go.
Well,
there you go.
what I will say is, at least in the U.S., the majority of those infected the majority of the deaths, and it's a high majority of the deaths.
Here's the thing:
are unvaccinated in the
U.S.
U.S.
People get their flu shots too, and they still die.
Really?
There's nothing that's 100%.
Up here,
and again,
no one got the flu all of a sudden. The flu magically disappeared up here last year. There wasn't one case of it.
Right.
Magically.
Right. And again, what I'm saying is this.
Drink the Kool-Aid, boys. Drink the
what
Kool-Aid.
I'm saying is this. Okay. You have that choice to decide whether or not you want to get the vaccine.
You don't, though. That's the problem.
No, that you have the choice.
The problem.
You do not have.
Hey, look,
you don't.
You might
because you're getting fired now from jobs if you don't have it.
You might not like your choices.
Your choice is: do I feed my family or not? That's the choices.
Right.
Right.
Do I get
that's the choice.
Hey, do I get a vaccine or not? That's the choice.
No, it's not.
Yes,
do I feed my family or not? Because you're losing. People are going to be losing their jobs if they don't get this.
I hope you got a good college degree before you started playing football, because you're going to need that backup now. And whoever you work for might require vaccination.
All right.
And you know what? I'm not even anti-vax. That's the thing. I'm anti forcing people to do shit. That's what I'm anti. If you want to get the vaccine, go ahead. But it is, Elliot, if you don't see that people are going to be losing their jobs now if they don't get it, that's not a choice.
And people are going to be losing their lives if they don't get it. So, I mean,
I thought everybody, but wait a minute, you just said
no matter how you look at it, dude.
No, that's just their life.
But again, that's just it, John. Businesses have the right to do that because it's their business. Okay. You may not like it. You may not agree with it. But businesses have that right to do that because it's their business and they choose to protect their business how they see fit. Okay. And I'm not disagreeing with you, John. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just stating.
Especially when it comes to public health.
Correct. It's a business's choice to make that decision. All right. Yep. The NFL is a business. They're not requiring players to get vaccinated. They're not requiring. Now, they are requiring certain people in their front office, including coaching staff. Yes. Which is why the Vikings guy lost his job this week from the Vikings. Okay.
If that was the case, then I'd argue why would people submit to being drug tested? Why can't you just give them fucking job?
Good point, Elliot.
Right.
Okay.
So if I don't get drug tested, I don't get the job. There's no choice there.
Okay. So you're comparing someone smoking weed compared to someone taking a vaccine shot that's being forced upon them.
There's all kinds of drugs that people get tested for.
For the record, the article John is referencing, or the information John is referencing, 163 of the 257 people who died of the Delta variant within 28 days of a positive COVID test between February 1st and June 21st had received at least one dose of the vaccine.
Wow. One dose.
Okay. At first glance, this may seem alarming, but it is exactly as would be expected.
Yep.
Wow. Now, how many people had it and didn't die? Like didn't have the vaccines. They don't have that number though, do they?
Yeah, 97% of people that are in hospitals dying or new cases are
97% of people in hospital are dying from COVID.
No, he's not talking about UK. He's talking about US.
I'm talking about here.
Yeah, 97% of the ones dying in the US
I can't do shit about the UK, dude. I can't do nothing about the UK.
Right.
97% of the people in hospital in the US are dying that have COVID. Really?
That are the no
97% showing up at the hospital,
right,
and having to go on ventilators and all that shit are unvaccinated people.
Correct. 97% of those who are dying are
begging to get the vaccine, but it's too late for them. You see.
Jen, let's put this into context. A couple of weeks ago, these guys were swearing up and down that if you got vaccinated, you weren't going to die from it. And me being the only guy who's like questioning things, was like, well, I don't know, man, because it seems to be there's cases where people are getting vaccinated and they're dying. And then all of a sudden, what was that, 163 out of 200 or something?
Where?
163 out of 257. This is in the UK. Elliot.
Oh, that's
don't matter. That's not like a third world country, guys. The UK is not like this place, man. Like this is the UK.
63% of the deaths.
63%
are those
that are vaccinated.
Yes.
But these guys were swearing up and down that no one's died if they got vaccinated.
It says those that have received at least one dose.
You know what? I would ask that you take the "you guys" out of it, because I never said that 100%.
No, I've never said 100%. No, never said 100%.
You said that. I have the recording of it. You guys all said
never been at 100%.
You guys all said not one person has died if they've got the vaccines. That's what you said. That's exactly what you guys said. Not one person has died.
No.
Okay, well, it's all on the blockchain.
You see, that's just
so we'll watch
I don't follow anything that happens in the UK.
It's all on the blockchain.
I only follow what happens here, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
well, that's a little short-sighted. I thought this was a global pandemic.
You more concerned with what happens up in Canada, right?
No, I'm more concerned with what happens to the world. Canada's going to be
the
Canada.
Rest of the world, you're right. They're not a third world country. So what the fuck are they doing wrong that they're getting these flipped up numbers as opposed to what we're getting?
Yeah, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is the least.
That sounds like a UK problem to
me. The Johnson & Johnson one-shot vaccine is the least effective,
and that's probably what they're doing
against the Delta variant. And most of the ones that are dying in the UK got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I've got the Moderna vaccine, which is the most effective against.
But now they're
Delta.
saying that you can't. Now they're saying. Remember a couple of weeks ago they said you can mix vaccines and you'll be okay. Now all of a sudden they come out and say, no, you shouldn't do that.
Well,
you know why?
That's how science works, John.
This comes back to what I was saying.
Any channel you turn
we don't know enough.
Any stream that you go to, everybody's got a different fucking opinion, which is why opinions like assholes. Everybody has one, but not all of them fucking matter.
Questioning things. I don't take everything black and white. There's a lot of gray out there.
Which is what you should do.
Yes, so when everyone is like gung-ho for this, and then everybody on social media is like, oh, I got vaccinated. Like, you guys are like, Scott was all on Twitter this week. You should get vaccinated. You should get vaccinated.
You should.
That's my feeling.
I'm sorry, but when you're telling me
is it a badge? Like, why don't we just, like, if you got vaccinated, you got vaccinated.
When I'm finding out 97% of people that are going into hospitals with new cases, are unvaccinated people, then I'm going to fucking scream that people should go get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
And this is the U.S. We're not talking about UK.
That's only idiot math right there.
Right. Again, but I mean, it's going to be interesting to see because now teams are also going to be finding players $14,600.
But they have a choice.
Yeah. So I mean,
they have a choice, right? Sure. They have a choice.
You know what? They cost the league money when games get canceled.
Correct. They have a choice, but
if they're willing to roll the dice to not get vaccinated and cost the NFL money, then they got to be willing to pay the fucking price to do so. That's what it comes down to, dude. And that's any employer, not just the NFL.
Yeah.
People are probably going like, "Where's the sports talk?" This is actually sports talk.
It is actually sports talk.
It's actually that was the big news from the NFL. And listen, for the record, I think Cole Beasley needs to shut the hell up. I'm a huge Buffalo Bills fan. I love it. But just shut up.
Did you see Did you see the Stephon Diggs comment?
I didn't see that. No.
Go on my news feed. It's on there. Or go on to Sports Nerds. It's on.
We'll be giving a TED talk later about the Laugh After Cole Beasley 101. So.
Yeah. Cole just needs to like stay off Twitter, buddy.
Yeah,
just leave it. Just stop.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yeah. Good, Jen.
Good. Jen, that's what we're trying to get you fired up. Jen says that she's of all shows I had to attend, and I'm already fired up. That's all right, Jen. We want you to be fired up.
That's it.
This is.
I think these guys are all insane, personally, but I still show up.
Hey, but you show us, exactly.
I think you're freaking.
I thought being insane was a prerequisite.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, see, John, the thing with this, you've been doing this show with me for 9 years, so who's the one who's insane?
Dude, I'm Looney Tune, totally,
shit
man.
Over and over again, John. Yeah,
it's the definition of insanity,
wants
sir.
To bring up beach volleyball. Ken, you want to talk about beach volleyball?
No, God, is this? This is the cancel culture thing, right? I shall shut up again because I'm just gonna dig holes for myself. So,
what it was the Austrian team that got fined. Was it Austria or what team was it? Ken, they got fined for not wearing a bikini. Norway for not wearing bikinis during beach volleyball.
No, that wasn't against that wasn't the Olympics though. That was was a different competition. But
yeah, and they turned around and they wore like these special leotards. They called them quad-tards or some shit like that.
Whatever for not wearing bikinis. So.
You know, and I never understood the reason why the men wear t-shirts, or even if they're wife beater shirts, you know, the sleeveless shirts and shorts. But they make the women wear bikinis. Why? There's no need. What?
Look, they wear uniforms and the women have to be exploited. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And this is Norway, right? Isn't this like one of Trump's go-to countries? Norway? But that's why, because they're fucking sexist. That's why.
Yeah. Who cares what they're wearing?
That's why Trump loves Norway, because they're fucking sexist.
I mean, they can wear the Speedo shorts that go down halfway down their thigh and still compete, or they can wear regular shorts. Who cares? They're not. Why require the bikini?
No way in Norway.
No way in Norway.
Yeah,
I think that was the stupidest thing ever in the history of dumb things. But
yes,
anyways, yeah,
because it is stupid, Jen. That's why we brought it up. Yes.
It's stupid. Yeah,
they wore full bodysuits too for the. They wore full bodysuits.
Well, there was a gymnastics team that wore full bodysuits. Yes.
Yeah, the ones that were revolting, basically.
Yes.
Oh, this is the way it's supposed to be, Eliana. Like this structure shit that Scott does is all bull. Like, let's be honest. This is where the sports nerd shines, when we start ranting and raving. That's exactly when this is at the best. When we start going over the news, like Walter Cronkite, like
which is what we don't do, though, John. I mean, come on, we really don't. We you know, the rundown is a guideline, like, you know.
I know. I'm just having fun.
Like the pirate rules.
You like the Walter Cronkite reference? Come on.
Walter Cronkite, dude, best newscaster ever.
Yep. Okay, let's get back to sports.
I thought we were still talking about. Never mind.
We were talking about the political part of sports.
The political part, yes.
Yes,
political
yes.
part.
Volleyball is no longer.
You guys are all in.
It's invaded. Politics has invaded every corner of the fucking planet.
Yes.
Well, speaking of politics, here comes Brett. Here comes Brett's question for Scott. Yeah.
Welcome to the major leagues, the Cleveland Guardians, as of 2022.
Who was it that bashed their new name and they got scathed on fucking social media? I was reading something.
Katie Spiders was not very popular in Cleveland, believe it or not. It was not popular.
It was one of the worst names in the history. And somebody said, "Oh, have you heard of the Utah Jazz?"
Right?
What the fuck is jazzy about Utah?
Well, they used to be in New Orleans.
They used to be New Orleans. Well, that makes sense. New Orleans.
The Los Angeles Lakers used to be in Minnesota.
Right.
There's
Minnesota
not
Lakes.
too many lakes in LA.
No.
Exactly. So,
but it's the Guardians.
The Guardians.
And there's a story behind that. There is
a story behind that. I'm not too up to speed.
They got the statues, I guess.
They got statues on one of the bridges in Cleveland that have Guardians on it. And
is there a statue of Star-Lord there, though? That's
no.
That's what they should have done. They should have done Guardians of the Galaxy. I would have signed up for that.
Not those.
Thank you, Jen. Yes, Jen's thinking the same way.
Yeah, Jen's thinking the same thing. Yeah. I don't have a problem with the name. It's again, there is a history in Cleveland with that name of Guardians. And it is. I don't have it in front of me, so I don't know exactly what the exact history is, but it was. The name was put on
Guardian
the team.
Angels game.
Guardian Angels. Clarky. Love it.
It doesn't matter. They're still Cleveland.
Yeah, it's still Cleveland. They keep the colors. The font is a little different, but it's still got it still looks like the current.
I thought it was funny, that meme where they said that after all the pressure and this and that, they finally changed the name to Redskins.
But I don't mind the name. I mean, I'm always gonna be an Indians, favorite apologist. Exactly. In fact, I have an Indians hat with Chief Wahoo on it, and I'll wear it proudly out in public. I don't care. But I don't know. It's a sign of the times. It's a reflection of the current political climate in the country as well. So, there's still a Washington football team that have to rename their team as well. And a shout out to the rest of the professional leagues. The Braves, Blackhawks, Chiefs are on the clock. Just saying.
Wow.
All right.
So, blow to fantasy lovers out there. Cam Akers tore his Achilles in practice. I know Elliot was excited to have maybe draft him.
He's going to be a fantasy stud this year, man.
Yeah, it's a big blow to the Rams, who hope to have him as their primary running back this season. Did they go out and get one, or who's their backups?
Darrell Henderson is going to be the lead back now.
Okay. Oh, Katie, stop. At least my team's not called the Red Sox. Come on, what's up with that? Anyway,
yeah.
So yeah, blow to the Rams, but I'm not expecting the Rams to be any good at be the leader in that division at all anyway. So
with their defense, I that's what keeps them in that picture. That defense of theirs is pretty wicked. Yeah, hey, it's the Tampa Raptors hat.
No.
Army, I don't know who's next. I mean, I guess I would assume that the Washington's gonna be the next one to change their name. I don't know who's gonna do it after that.
Supposedly they have a name, but they just not revealing it right now.
Yeah. There's more news on the Aaron Rodgers front. Devontae Adams has broken off talks with the Packers as far as a contract extension.
Yeah, he's gonna go wherever Rodgers goes.
And
see you in Denver.
Right, and Rodgers earlier this week declined an extension, or news came out that he had declined an extension with the Packers as well. All eyes are on Green Bay to see if he shows up for training camp. If he shows up, so be it. He's completed his offseason workouts from what I've seen it. And
rumor had it he's going to retire.
That's another rumor that's out there. Vegas is actually pulling him pulling his coming back or not coming, pulling the Packers win total off the board in Vegas with those rumors that came out that he may retire. But if he retires, he gives up what, $31 million?
Money ain't
he'll be slumming it then, huh? Jeez.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't think he'll show, Katie? Okay. Well, one person who is going to show up at training camp is Deshaun Watson. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, that the Houston training camp.
Yes, he will be showing up to Houston's training camp to avoid being fined $50,000. I think it's a day for not being there.
But he still wants to be traded.
He still wants to be traded.
Oh, Deshaun.
And with no pending criminal litigation going on, he can play. It's until the NFL says he can't play. I mean, there's still civil stuff out there, but there's been no pending criminal charges against him. I don't think he deserves to be in the NFL based on what I've seen as far as what happened. But
league conduct policies ought to take care of that a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe you can get traded for a blocking sled and a tackling dummy.
Somebody called the Raiders. They'll probably give that up for him. But I thought that was pretty interesting that he decided he's gonna show up at training camp, despite the fact he doesn't want to be there or be on the team. I don't know, Clarky, but LeVar Burton is doing Jeopardy this week, just to give you guys a heads up.
Nice. Jordy LaForge.
Yeah, Jordy LaForge is doing Jeopardy this week.
Kunta Kinte.
He said Kunta Kinte.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Well, he was Kunta Kinte before he was Jordy LaForge.
He was, yep. Yeah.
Peyton and Eli are going to have their own Monday Night Football broadcast on ESPN2.
Oh boy, I can't wait for that.
That ought to be interesting.
Omaha.
Have you guys been watching Peyton and Cooper on the what's it
is it ABC or something like or Fox?
Capital One College Bowl.
Is that ABC or which
NBC?
NBC. No, I have not been watching it.
It's interesting, but it's as much banter between those two as it is
Cooper and Peyton.
Game. Yeah, and if it's going to be anything like Peyton and Eli, then yeah, you're really going to want to tune in for that.
Well, in that pairing, Peyton's going to do all the talking because Eli doesn't talk.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised. Yeah.
So,
didn't Eli host a Saturday Night Live once?
I know Peyton once. I know Peyton's done it a few times, but I don't know if Eli's done it or not. I'm sure Eli has.
He probably did after winning Super Bowls.
What an amazing personality Eli Manning has. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He has the personality of a fire hydrant.
Yep.
Big trade this week. Rays acquire Nelson Cruz from the Twins.
Oh, wait a minute. You skipped a couple of things.
I'm not out of the. I'm not going. We'll go back to the NFL later. But
Okay.
I'm skipping around anyway, so it's all good.
All right.
We don't have to stay on one subject all the time.
Okay. And I heard that's the first time I've heard that, but okay, let's go.
Well, I mean, what else you want to talk about in the NFL? I mean, we can get into the fantasy. We're going to get into the fantasy.
No, I was thinking about Tom Brady and his jokes and.
Well, Tom Brady had jokes at the White House this week. He brought up
Prime's ego.
Yeah, Prime's ego was out of control this week too, guys. Oh my gosh.
Who?
Well, Tom Brady was making jokes at the White House, talking about 40% of the companies still don't believe we won the Super Bowl. I'm sure you can relate to that, Mr. President. And what was the other one, Ken? He said, huh?
So that was a shot.
Yeah, it was a shot. He made a comment about the fact of how he didn't realize it was fourth down, and people called him. Oh God, he called him. I got to get this right. Sleepy Tom or something like that.
Sleepy Tom, yeah.
Yeah, Sleepy Tom.
Oh yeah, I only missed one down and
yeah.
Sleepy Tom.
So
Sleepy Tom went on to win the Super Bowl.
Tom's having fun right now. The
fun. Let him have
more fun than he's ever had with New England. I mean, he's actually he's like
likable now.
It's like the handcuffs are off and the muzzle is off him. He can say what the hell he wants to say.
That's because he's away from the unlikable Patriots.
Facts.
Big. I mean, I'm a big Tom Brady fan now. I like the way. I mean, he's just
same here.
Laid back. Did you see the video of him at opening day of training camp today? What he was doing?
He was
throwing the ball,
at the ball, at the ball,
and at the ball throwing machine.
Yes, and good God, that guy's got accuracy I didn't realize he had. Holy shit!
That's some shit, yo. You playing catch with the freaking throwing machine.
He's my new hero.
And then he steps back 5 or 10 more yards, throws at it, and knocks the damn thing over, and it still shoots the ball up in the air. Damn. Melvin Ingram to the Steelers. That'll help the Steelers defense. It's not going to help their offensive line or their running game or any of that stuff.
And
it's for more edge rush. It's for more edge rushing. That's all it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Clarky, but he was the exception to the rule. I know you're a Patriots fan, and I respect that, but Tom was never this laid back and having fun and wide open in New England. He never did stuff like this in New England, ever.
Gronk was too busy in New England doing Dunkin' Donuts commercials and stuff. Right. He was cutouts everywhere. Every Dunkin' Donuts you go to in New England, there was a big cutout of Gronk, like
Gronk.
You know, with that stupid expression on his face.
And to be honest, Gronk was a lot more controlled in New England than because his year in Tampa was also the most fun he's had in the NFL.
No, he was out of control in New England in the offseason.
Right. Okay.
But
you know what? I don't remember him having this much fun when he was at Arizona in college.
That's a good point, Katie. Gronk won't go anywhere that he doesn't have fun. You're correct, Katie, on that one. I agree with you.
He was having himself some fun in Tampa this year.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. The Raiders president, Mark Bedane, resigned after 30 years with the organization. Bring back Amy Trask, guys. Bring her back. She was great. But that is a huge, because again, he's been with the team for 30 years, so that was a huge resignation. Maybe he's retiring, maybe he's moving on. I don't know.
Tired of being around John Gruden.
Maybe they were butting heads. I don't know.
I don't know.
As far as Neon Deion,
Prime time.
Prime time. Walked out of the
walked out of a press conference this week. Where is it? Come on now.
I never did hear the backstory on that though. Why
is he coaching?
Yeah, coaching Jackson State. He's coaching Walter Payton.
Jackson State Tigers coach Deion Sanders takes issue with reporter after being referred to by his first name twice.
Wow.
Some people's
now he just wants to be called coach.
Yeah.
It was at the Southwestern Athletic Conference Media Day after he was addressed as Deion by a reporter for the second time. He says, "You don't call Alabama's Nick Saban Nick. Don't call me Deion." Sanders told a reporter from the Clarion Ledger. Sanders claimed that if you call Nick Nick, you get cussed out on the spot, adding, "So don't do that to me. Treat me like Nick." I'll tell you what, Deion, when you win as many championships as Nick Saban does, then we'll call you coach. I mean, come on.
He does not look like a coach. He does not act like a coach. He acts like a Deion Sanders.
Yes. So, I mean, again, his ego is in full bloom, as usual.
Yeah. That part of him has not changed.
So, I mean, he hasn't done anything. He's had one season as a head coach. And he expects the same respect Nick Saban's getting. Maybe you should call him coach in the press conference or in whatever they were with the media day that was going on. But for him to compare himself to Nick Saban, that's just wrong. You don't do that.
I don't know if it was a comparison more than he just threw a name out there.
Yeah, well,
that's the way I see it, anyway.
I wonder how he would have reacted if they'd called him prime time.
Look, even prime time's not that far gone that he think he can compare himself to Nick Saban. All right. That's almost as ludicrous as Donald Trump saying he could have beat George Washington and Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah,
in a presidential race.
Katie, I have renounced my Bucks fandom. Doesn't mean I can't root for Tom Brady, just because of what he's been doing in the offseason and how much fun he's been saying and been doing.
Tom Brady is the man.
Yes,
dude.
Yes. Even John admits that he's the man.
Tom is terrific.
Terrific Tom.
Tom terrific. That was Tom Seaver's name back in the day.
Yeah.
So,
in sad news, Greg Knapp, Jets assistant coach, was in a bicycle accident this week. And
why have so many people been dying from bicycle accidents? Sean Bradley died the other day of that too, didn't he?
Yep.
Because people keep hitting them in the road.
Yeah. He was hospitalized in critical condition. He eventually died of his injuries a couple of days after the accident.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of praise for him on the internet this week from even guys like Michael Vick, who he coached in Atlanta, and other. And I mean, this guy coached a who's who of quarterbacks over the course of his career, including Steve Young, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Steve Young and Peyton Manning.
You're right. So, but yeah, it's pretty sad. And I mean, he was in his early 50s or mid 50s, I think. And it's just sad. So thoughts out to his family and to the Jets. 58.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe so. Yeah.
Going back to baseball, Oakland approved a new ballpark term sheet and the A's didn't like it. Hold on 1 second.
I'm not exactly sure I understand what that's all about.
Yeah, me either. All I know is the A's sound like they want to go to Vegas.
What I've heard, they've got a nice 35,000 seat stadium on the plan that's over by
35,000.
35,000. Yeah, you're not getting big stadiums anymore.
No, you're not going to get any more than 40 or 45,000 at the most at this time at this juncture. You're not going to have as big a stadium as like an NFL team does because
they're not filling up a 35,000 seat stadium.
Yeah, NFL can grab between 60 and 70,000 a week. Baseball can't do that do that on a good day. Oakland City Council members voted 6-1 in favor of a non-binding term sheet for the Oakland Athletics proposed waterfront ballpark, but the session ended with confusion as to whether negotiations between the city and the team would continue. I have no idea what a non-binding term sheet means. None.
None either. That's what I was wondering.
The new term sheet consists of city amendments covering affordable housing and replacement protection. All I know is that the city and the A's are still at odds.
Yeah.
Okay. So not only do they run the risk of losing, does Oakland run the risk of losing not only the Warriors and the Raiders, but now the A's as well? Because the Warriors are in San Francisco now.
So we'll leave only the one team left in Oakland will be the Hells Angels. Hells Angels and Black Panthers, and that's about it.
Yeah. So but the A's have been a staple and they're popular, just like the Raiders were. So I guess money rules, right, guys?
They're a whole lot popular than they were when they were in Kansas City or Philadelphia. So. And they've been there longer than they have been in any other place. So.
Katie says that Shannon Sharp had total hip replacement surgery this week. I wish you would have had total mouth replacement surgery, but that's just me. Get
well soon, Shannon.
Yeah, get well soon. Katie, yes, we are ridiculous, but that's part of the draw of the show. It's part of our charm. Rumors around the trade block, National Max Scherzer.
He's always on a rumor.
And of course, the Indians, Manuel Ramirez out of Cleveland. So the trade deadline's coming up. I mean, there's teams that need to sell, teams that need to buy. I wouldn't.
Teams that need to fire their manager.
Yeah.
I know.
What do you want to talk about, John? Go ahead.
I don't know. There was this little thing that happened this week. The Bucks winning the championship. Things
we were
like
getting
that.
to that.
Oh, we were getting to that. That's on.
Okay.
We were getting to that.
Well, I mean, we could sit here and talk about the Oakland stadiums for an hour and a half, and I'm sure that will just be stellar entertainment for all the viewers. They're just going to be loving us talking
all
about
7 of them.
Well,
if
they're from Oakland, sure, why not?
Yeah, Oakland, bro. I don't know. I'd like. I'm a cash baseball fan these days. It's like when the Jays are doing good, it's exciting. When they're not, it's like So whatever. They lost today, so
they lost today. So you're in today.
I'm like meh today, but they won yesterday, 10-3. So that was exciting. But yeah, I'm just. Dude, this summer is a weird time for me in sports. Like I'm not even thinking sports. I check Twitter and I want to see what's going on in the NFL. But other than that, like.
It's a weird time. This time of year is weird. Yes, I mean, although Katie may like it because baseball gets so attention right now because there's no other sports going on really, outside of course.
Olympic.
I think if I was living in a city that had, like, if I was back in Toronto or something, like out here is pretty close to Seattle, but you can't cross the border yet, because the evil Canadians. You guys don't want us down there.
I mean, you guys don't want us up there either.
No, we're opening the border to you guys. You guys can come up.
That's right. That's next month, right?
No, like next week, I think. I don't know. Again,
next week,
I don't pay attention to the news, man, at all.
Next week is next month because we're only got 6 days left in the month, but that's okay.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. Fascinating.
All right, let's talk about the NBA Finals.
Okay.
The Bucks win in 6 games. Giannis wins MVP. Is Giannis the best player in the NBA right now?
He's in
the
grittiest.
The
grittiest. And the most likable, I'd say.
Oh yeah, he was having all kinds of fun after the with those.
Well, I love what he said. He's like, yeah, I could go to a super team and do my little part and whatever. But I'm going to build it here. And I love that. I love it. You know, like in Milwaukee, listen, you're thinking of destinations in the NBA. No one's going to go, oh, let's go to Milwaukee. Right. It's like, but he was loyal to it. That's why all the Dame talk about him leaving Portland, I cringe at it, because Dame was so like, I'm Portland. And now it's like, I guess things change and, management and stuff like that. But Giannis was loyal, man. And he was loyal to it, and he did it exactly like Katie said. He did it the hard way, and people were saying, we talked about this last week, when J. Holiday got traded there in the offseason, people were like, this is the piece, because I don't think Chris Middleton was like the go-to second option all the time. He'd have his nights,
right?
But,
you're
right, but J. was just like perfect, because him and Chris could have their nights on and off, whatever. Giannis was always the focal point of the offense, but I don't know, man. I'm happy for Milwaukee, Deer District. They're trying to be Jurassic Park. I get it. You're trying to be Toronto. That's okay. I think we still like you.
I think Elliot posted the meme as with like 6 or 7 players on it, and smile if you've won a championship without having to move to a different team.
Yeah. And
there was Jordan, Kareem, I think, and there were a couple other players in there. In the middle was LeBron, not smiling.
Yeah.
I know Elliot loves to bash him with some LeBron James. So
Dirk Nowitzki was on there too.
Yeah,
when he acts a fool.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Giannis because my NBA fandom stems from the 80s and the 90s when players did stay with one team their entire career. And he did do it the hard way. Congratulations to him. And it was, everybody had the Suns winning that series, and Giannis said, "No, I don't think so. It's not going to happen."
I thought the Suns were going to win. They were up 2-0. It's like, okay,
2-0 the way they dominated the first two games.
The Suns lost because the Suns lost pretty much because the Chris Paul that got him there didn't show up after game 1 of the finals.
Right.
That's true.
He was doing nothing but turning the ball over, missing shots, And
by game 6, he looked lost. He looked totally lost.
Yeah. It looked like he got there and the moment overwhelmed him.
Clarky says Milwaukee fans needed this with what's going on with the Packers. Katie says, don't start. You're late to the party.
But Giannis went out and scored 50 and then went and bought himself 50 mini burgers over at Chick-fil-A.
No, chicken minis. Yes, chicken minis. Chick-fil-A. That was hilarious.
50,
and I guess
51 and not 49.
Yeah, and I guess the girl that took the order has become an internet sensation for some reason.
She kept it cool.
It was hilarious.
Well, wouldn't you become an internet sensation if you were interacting with the NBA Finals MVP?
Absolutely.
Right after he won the title?
Absolutely.
And he had the trophies with him too. He had both trophies with him, his MVP and the riding shotgun.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always had a decent amount of respect for him, but after the way he interacted with that girl at the autograph party, wherever he was, and that sold me right there, because that's the kind of interaction I love to see players with the fans.
Because he's very likable and he loves the fans.
Likable.
The most likable guy in the NBA, man.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because like you don't go, oh, like I really think James Harden is a great human being, like I think Kevin Durant puts his teammates first. Like never, but someone like Giannis.
Speaking of Kevin Durant, how's he doing leading that USA team these days?
Man.
We got beat by the French the first time.
Look, it's like I put a comment in there.
Sacré bleu, c'est tabernacle. Croissant.
I put an answer to a meme up there on that, and I'm like, look, you don't have any leadership on this USA men's basketball team. If Kevin Durant is your star and your leader, you already lost. Because Kevin Durant is no leader. On a team full of Batmans of Robins with no Batman to be found anywhere.
Yeah.
Why? Because all the Batmans are playing in other countries,
right,
or for
right.
other countries, because the international players have become the stars of the NBA, and American players aren't cutting it so much. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think Dillard had a great comment. He said, when these guys come over and they start playing for the country, they elevate their game to a different level because they're playing for their country.
Well, because they're hungry.
Yeah. Whereas the U.S. guys, I mean, they're NBA players and they make millions and millions of dollars, and they don't get into that next. I don't think they. I mean, yes, there's NBA players on other countries' teams.
No. You know what? No. I don't buy that for a second. I just think that the talent isn't there that the way it used to be. Look at the first dream. Jordan, Ewing, Barkley, Bird. I mean, there were leaders galore on that fucking team.
Right.
Okay. And even subsequent national teams were full of leaders. Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Now, what do you got? Kevin Durant? He can't even lead his own team to a fucking championship.
Right.
And it's not like they've never seen Gobert play before. They see him every year, every day.
Well, shit,
they know what he can do.
You got Gobert, and you got the other guy that plays for Boston, Fournier, right?
Exactly it, Clarky.
It is, Katie.
My brother said they play like 12.
Giannis is playing for Greece, right? Giannis is playing for Greece.
Is he? Is Greece even in the tournament, or?
I don't think Greece.
No. Are they?
Greece did not qualify.
No,
I looked at it.
Okay, so then I guess Giannis isn't playing.
Yeah, our flop by a squad didn't even qualify. So, and we had like 7 starters on our team in the NBA. We couldn't even get in.
Yeah, I think the U.S. team is full of individuals and not playing.
Basketball is a global sport. Yeah, it is truly a global sport, and it's the talent. It's like the Canadians up here with hockey. It's like, oh, we should be winning all the time. It's like, no, it's a global sport too. There's a lot of Russians, a lot of Swedes, a lot of Americans,
a lot of Czechs,
that are really good. You know, at hockey. So it's the same with basketball. So,
baseball too.
Yeah,
baseball gets a lot of international play.
Yeah,
because those are sports that you can pretty much drum up in any country. It's kind of harder with football. I mean,
I think John here's an elk or something.
How many French football players do we know?
Anyways, sorry, I heard someone's. Yeah, thought the dog was out.
But I think egos have a lot to do with the USA team. And I mean, even with probably the best coach in the NBA doing this, you know, leading the team, it's not relating to the play on the floor. And, you know,
didn't they lose Bradley Beal to COVID?
Yes.
Also?
Yes.
Yeah.
He got left home.
Yeah.
Was another one too. I can't remember.
Yeah, there was another one. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
No, I know there was another one. I just can't remember.
Nice thing is, since they lost, we don't have to look at LeBron James pouting on the bench.
Right. Well, he wasn't playing anyway, so
no, he's not playing. That's a good thing. So
no, he's too busy celebrating his release of Space Jam.
Yeah.
Which I have yet to see. I probably won't see.
Well, he's proven not to be a leader either.
No, he's not. Not like he was before.
I don't think he was a leader before. He had to go out and get help.
Yep.
He had to go rent himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's not a leader. A leader digs in the heels and does it with what he's got.
Like Giannis.
Yep. Giannis, Michael, all of them, dude. All the big ones.
Antetokounmpo.
You hear the rumor out of Raptors land?
No, what's that, John?
What's that?
There's going to be a Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan reunion.
Really?
Just in
San
LA
Antonio
for the Lakers.
Oh, in LA.
That's what the rumor is. So we'll see.
There's all kinds of rumors.
Is that where the Raptors going to play next year in LA?
Yeah, I think the Raptors are playing in Orange County. So yeah. No, Kyle should go wherever Kyle wants to go. He doesn't have to do a damn thing in Toronto. He doesn't owe us anything. So He can go wherever he wants.
You got your ring.
He got us his ring. He'll go down as the greatest Raptor ever. So
yep.
Do your thing, man. Go ride off in the sunset with DeMar. I mean, those guys are brothers, man. So like, yeah. I mean, I'd love to see DeMar back in Toronto. I think it'd be great, but not gonna happen. So.
It'd be worse. They could both go to the Clippers and have a triple reunion.
I don't think they like Kawhi. I think no one like Serge went there because him and Kawhi were like best friends. But
I
don't know. Kawhi's
I sold him out. So
yeah.
Well, LeBron's 36 years old. I don't know that he's as dominant as he used to be.
He's not the best player in the NBA anymore.
No,
he's not even close.
Nope.
And I don't even think if he does go, doesn't make the Lakers that much better or championship material. Because LeBron is going to demand that he be the leader of that team, and he doesn't have leadership qualities. So I
think that team needs Anthony Davis more than they need LeBron.
I think so too.
Definitely.
Facts. Luka, yeah, Bill, he's up there, man. I'd say Luka's in the conversation for sure.
He is.
Yeah.
He's one of them that's in that conversation.
I think they qualified in Greece's place, so that wouldn't help us if we have to play them.
Well, you know what? I don't think it matters who the USA team plays. They're going to lose. I think. I mean, they're going to play for the bronze medal. I think in the next round. But well, no, I don't know. If they just played the first round though, didn't they? Ken with
that's the first game. Yeah,
it's first game.
I mean, US. Yeah,
we got 2 more games in our group, and then the knockout round. So.
And they could get knocked out before the medal round. You never know.
It's possible.
I mean, if they play like they play, I mean, they were up by 8 points with 7 minutes to play.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And didn't score another point the entire game.
Folded like a road map.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yep.
Willie Green named Pelicans' next head coach. Does anybody care?
Nope. I don't think the Pelicans care.
Yeah. That's a franchise that everyone thought was going to go great, and you can see it starting to unravel already.
Yeah, they're ready to move.
Yeah.
I bet you they wind up in Seattle.
Yeah, good place. Bring the Sonics back.
If you're not called the New Orleans Saints, nobody cares about you in New Orleans.
Correct.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Jazz got run out of town eventually.
Yep.
There was a reason why the Jazz moved down to New Orleans because New Orleans couldn't maintain an NBA franchise. Why they brought back another franchise, I'll never know. I don't get it. There really isn't a lot of support for the Pelicans in New Orleans
or anything else. I mean, they don't have a
baseball outside of the NFL. No,
outside of the NFL, nothing. No baseball, no hockey,
right?
Nothing.
So the Kraken got his players from the expansion draft. They did not pick up Corey Price.
Corey, huh? Corey's awesome.
Carey Price, excuse
me. He said that a few times. I like correcting him, though. It's funny.
Just like he spells Dabo Sweeney with an I.
Yeah, I know.
Sweeney.
Dabo
Sweeney.
I found it very interesting for the Kraken's expansion draft. All the talking heads on Twitter were like, "Oh, look at this! What a crappy draft!" It's like you guys are saying the same shit about the Golden Knights, the exact same shit about the Golden Knights.
Actually, I think the Golden Knights
went to the Stanley Cup Finals in their very first year.
Yeah.
They went to the finals, exactly. But you know why? Because they picked one of the best goaltenders in the league first.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah.
I think that was a screw up. I think they should have won.
They built around the goalie, which is what I believe the Kraken should have done. They should have built around Carey Price.
Mm-hmm. At least get the kickstart for the franchise. First couple of years with him, you know. Yeah. He's still there.
$10 million per year price.
Well, that's going to be the opening night game, Seattle at Las Vegas.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I will say this: they got a good player in Alexiak, and I'm going to miss him with the Stars. But I wish
they took they took Jordan Eberle from the Islanders.
Yeah. Mark Giordano from Calgary, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey, I see your boy Goodrow went to the freaking Rangers. Scott.
Goodrow went to the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the Kraken also took one of my favorites, Yanni Gord.
Oh, Gord, yeah, he
They
went
took
to
Johnny Gord.
It's funny.
$37.
See, it's funny because I'm in Vancouver, right? So the big competition is going to be Seattle versus Vancouver. You can see it a mile away, right? So the Krakken were on social media. It was absolutely brilliant. So they picked some guy from Vancouver. I forget who it was from the expansion draft. And on the tweet, they're like, "Welcome to Seattle, so and so. Welcome to the best city in the Pacific Northwest." Just taking shots at, because they took him from Vancouver, right? So it's just like me and my buddy were talking about that. Like, he lives here. He doesn't even like the Canucks. Like, it's such floppy fans here, man. It's like, they like the Canucks when they're winning. If they're not winning, they don't care. It's fair weather fans. But
wait a minute. Wait a minute. That sounds like a certain baseball fan I know on this panel.
Very much. Oh yeah. Oh, bro, I'm diehard Jays. I check Jays games as much as I can and stuff. Like, I'm still bitter from the run they were on, and then they just unloaded everybody. Like, that pissed me off. And we don't have the money. It's like, you had the money. You're freaking Rogers. You have the money.
Yep, it's always about the money when it's not.
We just lost Johnny. There he is. There. No, you were froze there for a second, John, but you're back.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
You must have froze on your end.
Yeah, you're in your shitty ass internet, buddy. That's why. Oh, wait. It says your internet connection is unstable. Oh, maybe it is me. Ooh.
Hello.
Ooh. Anyways.
I mean, is anybody else? I mean, I'm looking at the list here. I'm nothing really pokes out at me.
Giordano is a big, because that was the Flames captain for almost a decade.
Okay.
He's the staple of that franchise after Jerome McGinley.
He's that veteran presence.
Yeah. Jordan Eberle, that's a good take, I think, because I'm obviously an Eberle fan, but they got Adam Larson from Edmonton. So the Taylor Hall deal is now finished, and we got nothing from that. So, but the news from the Oilers is that Zach Hyman is going to sign with the Oilers. So that's pretty exciting. So
cool.
That's a Toronto product. So
Yanni Gord, he had a great series, had a great playoffs, and the Tampa's going to miss him. But we showed lots of love on his way out the door, so it's all good. He's got 2 rings on his finger. He'll be happy. Harry, I'm thinking we got too much material, but we're gonna make it just fine.
We can do it. What are we talking about now? Wrestling? No, just joking.
No, we're not talking wrestling. Sorry, Elliot. I mean, there's a Predators prospect, Luke Prokof, that came out as gay. I don't know if that's huge news, but it is technically, because he's one of the only active players that come out as gay. So props to him. The Blackhawks are surrounded by a sexual assault scandal. Their GM's going to cooperate with the investigation. That's just making notes here, comment.
Notes are fine, man.
Yeah. The big news, I know this is John's least favorite subject. Oklahoma and Texas are bolting for the SEC, Kenny.
Yes, sounds like they are.
He's going to sit back and just watch. He has no interest whatsoever.
We'll call you back in a few minutes.
Yeah. This is huge, Ken.
It could be. We'll see in the next few days, because they think this could be going down within a week. Apparently this has been on the table for about 6 months now, and nobody knew about it. They kept it quiet for 6 months. A&M didn't know about it. SEC didn't know about it. Big 12 didn't know about it. And from what we're hearing, it was part of the agreement that Sarkisian wanted in his contract, that if he signed to be the new Texas coach, they would have to move to the SEC, or he strongly suggested they move to the SEC.
What does this do to the Big 12? It's
going to destroy the Big 12.
That's what I thought. That's what I think.
They will be down to 8 teams. They could conceivably bringing back SMU and Houston, Cincinnati and Memphis, and that would give them 12 teams for a Big 12. Go figure. That would kind of keep them as a Power 5 conference.
But if Oklahoma and Texas bolt to the SEC, the Big 12 is no longer a Power 5 conference. It really isn't.
Not
with the ones that are left.
Not the ones that are left, but
I mean, you got your Baylors. And
it's going to be as much of more of a power conference than, say, the Mountain West Conference and the WAC. WAC's Division II now. It depends. I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, this could be the first two dominoes dropping just to completely dissolve it. I don't know where they think they would go. I don't understand
why they would want to move out of the Big 12. Because if they go to the SEC, they're never going to win an SEC championship. Neither one of them will.
No. Texas can't beat OU in the Big 12. How are they going to beat them in the
They're never going to get a playoff spot unless they expand the playoffs to 10 or 12 teams. They're not going to do that.
They will. That's going to happen, yeah. That's going to happen in the next 2 or 3 years.
But they're never going to win an SEC championship. Not when you got Alabama and Georgia and Florida and all those guys in
the thing is,
SEC. That's not going to happen.
To bring the SEC into some kind of a regional balance, you're going to have to move Alabama and Auburn out of the West
into the East.
And then they'll bring Missouri back over to the West, and they'll give them 8 teams each.
But
it's
stupid, Ken.
It is totally stupid. It is totally stupid, and can they recruit better players if they're in the SEC?
No, Clark, I don't think they can. No. Because, again, they're going up against your Alabamas and your Auburns and your LSUs and your Georgias and your Florida. No. And nobody recruits better than Nick Saban. I'm sorry, nobody.
No, absolutely not. I mean, he's had the best recruiting class in each of the last 10 years. So, they're going to be lost in the SEC. I mean,
I beg to differ. Deion Sanders might.
Yeah,
well,
whatever. They're going to lose money, Ken.
They're going to lose money. Yes, they will. It's going to cost them $76 million apiece to leave the Big 12, was from the money that they will cost them from the breaking the TV deal that they signed 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
And so it's going to cost them $76 million a year for 2 years. They're going to lose a boatload of money. So.
Hey, there was one thing I wanted to mention, and I know a lot of people seen it, but I thought we might want to talk about it. John.
Yes, sir.
Here's the comment. I would have locked his ass up. LeBron is so easy to play. He's so fucking easy to play. He doesn't have any moves. The only move he has is straight down the line. He ain't got no moves. Where is he going?
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman on LeBron James.
The worm.
It's a different game than he played back in the day, though, Elliot.
LeBron wouldn't have survived back in the day.
No, he wouldn't have. But Dennis Rodman wouldn't survive in today's game either, because Dennis Rodman would have been thrown out of the league by now. In my opinion.
Yeah. He would have been thrown out. Yeah. Dennis Rodman is Dennis Rodman.
LeBron wouldn't be who he is today if he played back in that era.
No, he would not. No, not at all.
They would have broken him in half.
Yep. John, you got comments?
And his little outburst about the playoffs,
the injuries,
and the loss. You know, the fact that they lost in the first round, and the injuries. You know what? Guys like Shaq and them came out and told him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You get paid millions of fucking dollars, dude.
Shaq and Barkley and all the old school
millions of dollars to play 2 hours a night.
Yep.
Come on now.
I would actually pay money to see LeBron James drive the lane and run right smack into Bill Laimbeer.
That's what I'm talking about.
And Rick Mahorn.
They would have knocked him on his ass.
He would look like a pinball in a pinball machine.
Dude, right. he would have thought twice about driving the lane against them boys. I mean, you seen the way they used to beat up Michael Jordan?
Yeah.
Well, that was the big thing with Jordan and the Bulls. They couldn't get past the Pistons because they kept beating the crap out of them all the time.
Yeah. Then they went. I got Pippen and
Rodman.
Rodman was the key.
Rodman was later.
Yeah, it was. Rodman was the second three, not the first.
They had Horace Grant. They had Bill Cartwright. Yeah.
Will Perdue.
Will Perdue.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kevin McHale would have closed line. You're damn right you would, Clark.
Remember Bill Wennington?
Bill Wennington. There's a wow.
A Canadian.
B.J. Armstrong. They had some players, dude. Steve Kerr.
Yep. John.
Steve Kerr.
Go ahead, say what you got. What's on your mind, John? Go ahead.
No. I'm listening to you guys relive
the 90s
of the Chicago Bulls.
Comment on that. What did you think about Rodman's statement?
Rodman's statement. I think I'm so sick of LeBron James. Like I'm sick of it. Like it's like enough. Like I just retire, dude. Just go do your movies. Like so annoying. Yeah, just do your thing.
And take your ratchet ass wife with you.
And take your $1 billion. You see that? He's the first player to hit $1 billion.
Wow.
I got over LeBron after the 2016 season.
Does that mean we get to launch him into space?
Literally. Yeah.
Brett,
he's got the second best Space Jam movie of all time.
Yeah.
Brett says the Bears are signing former Steelers tight end Jesse James to a 1-year deal. Who cares?
Where did my background go? Well, who the fuck cares?
Yeah, I know. Let me share that with me, man. I'm going to start putting that up too.
Right.
Jesse James.
Yeah, nobody cares.
It's absolutely irrelevant.
Staying staying on the subject at hand, Ken. The name, image, and likeness has already produced a $1 million income to Alabama's starting quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 Texas A&M players are being paid $10,000 for exclusive interviews.
10,000.
Yep. So here we go. It's starting.
Wow. Here we go. Look out below. Here we go. That's that stipend for you.
Yep. Yeah. So players, I mean, I'm a big fan of it, but the sad part of it is maybe only the top 5% of the talent in NCAA are going to get big paydays. It won't be it won't be the third stringer.
It's just from like sponsorships and stuff, right?
Yes,
like
correct.
It's not like a salary. Like they're not going to give them a living wage.
No,
right?
it's sponsorships and endorsements and shit like that.
In other words, they get to earn money for using their names.
Right.
Hello. And
Alabama's quarterback's already got 2 or 3 sponsorships already. Yep. It's 2 or 3 of the fast food places, and
they got to get paid. They got to get paid.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not knocking the hustle. Make your money.
No,
man.
I'm not knocking the hustle, but again, like I said, I don't think only the top 5 or 10% of the players in the NCAA are going to get kind of deals like this. Because you're 4th or 5th string, because they're like 5 deep in college. They're not going to get that kind of money at all.
Makes you kind of wonder what kind of strife is going to be in the locker rooms too, because
jealousy.
Yeah. One guy getting a couple 100,000, and the other guy's nickel and diamond trying to pay for food and shit. Like,
right.
So stupid, man.
Exactly.
Just give them all a freaking cut, man.
Give them a stipend.
Yep. Give them a stipend. I've said that all along.
Exactly.
And Dabo's come out not in favor of a 12-team playoff, but no.
Dabo Swinney.
Dabo.
That is actually the correct spelling, with one exception.
Swinney, not Sweeney.
It is Swinney. It's Sweeney. It's pronounced Sweeney, but it's actually
there should be an E in there, though, right?
At between the N and the Y, there should be.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Dabo. I'm sorry. So
I was for a while, but now he's getting a little bit too full of himself, and he's trying to be the next Nick Saban, and I'm sorry, but one Nick Saban is enough, more than enough. So.
Let's see how he does without Trevor Lawrence in their lineup. They lost a lot of starters on that team too.
Yeah. Let's see if we get their clocks cleaned by Georgia in the opener.
Georgia.
Sad news. one of my idols growing up, not growing up, but one of my favorite coaches in the 90s, Bobby Bowden, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. He's won 2 NCAA championships with the Seminoles in his career.
And he was on the Water Boy.
Many ACC championships as well. And he's part of the reason why I became a Seminole fan when living in Florida as my Florida college team. that and the fact that I hated the Gators because the kids in high school who were all Gators fans picked on me and teased me in high school, so I hated them. So that's why I went that way.
Oh, the truth comes out. So it had nothing to do with the team. It was that you got bullied.
I got bullied in high school by Gator fans, by kids going to. Yeah,
I got bullied once, and I punched a kid in the face, and I never got bullied again. It's amazing how that works.
That's a bully deterrent.
I had a different personality at that time. I wasn't.
You should have punched him in the face, Scott. No? Okay. This is the Jen was like, this is the love show. Sorry.
Yes.
Well, this just sent Chandler Jones is requesting a trade from the Arizona Cardinals. Former Patriot.
Why?
He's not happy. He's not happy.
He wants a trade?
He says he's not happy with his contract.
Oh, good God.
Thank you.
The Cardinals actually have enough talent on that team to win that division next season, and he wants to get out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Some people are just like that.
Some people's children.
He's making it about the money. Yep. Is what he's doing.
Some people's children.
Admit it, Jen. You missed us. That's why you haven't been here in so long. You've missed us, Jen.
I know. It's exciting.
You missed the sports nerds in your life.
Can you?
This is what happens when you go away for a while and you come back. You realize why you liked us in the first place.
She feels the love.
Yes, she does.
Working Penub in all the one places. Working Penub. Working Penub.
Working Penub.
Hi, I'm Buckwheat.
Let's face it. We entertain you.
Yes, we entertain you. Oh, don't give me that well, Jen.
It's an hour and a half of your life you will never get back.
That's bad.
We're sorry.
Spend it with us.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, I got some news that Jen will like, and this is sports related, kind of, sort of.
Go.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
It's Eliana's laughing because she probably knows what I'm going to talk about too. It's esports related.
Oh gosh.
SBS for Splinterlands launches tomorrow, and Jen and Eliana and myself are addicted, and what they're going to bring to the table is pretty amazing, and we all love Splinterlands. Thank you.
That was a crypto related announcement.
Well, it's not. It's actual game. They're trying to turn it into like professional esports, man.
Really?
Like, oh yeah, they're going hard into this.
Aren't they supposed to like a event or tournament here in Arlington at the esports?
Well, I'm sure it'll happen. They're actually building in Toronto an entire esports complex, stadium, and everything specifically for it. I'm telling you, man, it's one of those things that we're not talking about it yet, but it's coming. This is legit stuff now, man. And yes, okay, they're nerds and they're fat, and most of them can't touch their toes if you try to get them to bend down.
Hello, have you seen me lately?
Yeah, I know, but exactly. But what I'm saying is that they consider themselves athletes. So, sure, I'm all for it, and especially on the blockchain. So, yeah. Yes.
Well, I know we've had one or two stories in the news here lately about some kind of tournament or championship that's coming to esports stadium here. So
yeah,
I figured it's connected somehow.
It's cool stuff, man. It's really cool stuff. It's brand new. Like this is just getting, it's starting to launch, starting to really get pumped up and fired up. And not only are the kids into it, the grown adults like myself are into it, and it's just, it's exciting. So buy my stuff.
World of Warcraft.
All right, Ken,
Yes.
Last topic of the night. We got about 10 minutes or so.
All right.
What has hit you as far as impacts, as far as Olympics are concerned? What have you seen? What do you like? What have you taken away from it? I know that gymnastics hasn't done very well.
All right. You just froze a minute ago, so I didn't hear what all you said. So
okay, well, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares what I say anyway. It's all good.
Pretty much, man. At least you can admit it. You know?
What has impacted me about the Olympics so far?
Yes. Besides the men's team losing to the French.
The fact that no one cares about the Olympics, that's kind of a thing for me. Like, I don't know. Like, are you guys even? I know Ken's following.
I'm not watching. I know Ken is.
Bro, let's be honest. Like, Ken follows lawn bowling. Okay, like he follows everything. Like everything. Yeah.
I've not seen one second.
He follows cricket.
Yeah, I watched. Yeah, cricket's cool.
Ken's a big footy.
Yes. And it's coming up.
He was lamenting on Facebook about a bar he was in to watch a footy match in Boston the night that A-Rod and
Tech got into it.
And they got into it at the Red Sox game. So he was actually in a bar in Boston.
That's right.
Watching a soccer match when A-Rod and Veritek got into it that time. So yeah, I mean he was lamenting about that time.
Felt like I was there at Fenway. So.
Yeah.
Olympics. Okay. Opening ceremonies were very, very nice. I was kind of surprised to see Naomi Osaka light the flame, but she did a fantastic job. She's finally got herself together now and feeling a lot better, and I'm glad to hear that. As far as swimming has been great so far.
I think U.S. got their first gold today in swimming too. I think, am I not mistaken?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. We got shut out of our first day of action. We got shut out for medals, but today we got 10. So we're back on track, I guess. I would like to give a little shout out to the two girls from Canada who won the silver medal in the synchronized diving competition today. So
yeah, we got 2 silvers today, apparently.
Yep. Shout out to Jennifer Abel, and I can't remember what the other girl's name was, but shout out to them.
Jacqueline Villeneuve. I don't know. That's just the most Canadian name I can think of. I don't even know.
Right. Shout out to them. So,
Thelma Montero is the best in judo. Eliana,
apparently, good. Go Portugal.
We actually got a gold medal in fencing today in individual epi, which we've never done before in history.
Avec again. Oh.
That's right, individual epi.
Yeah,
and we got a gold medal in Taekwondo today, which is pretty cool. And so, for better or worse, like I said before, I mean, the stadiums are empty. It's like watching in a warehouse, but the competition's there. I mean, the athletes are making the best of it. So, what can I say?
And also. The news kind of out of the Olympics today is that Bryson DeChambeau and John Rahm both had to stay home because they were positive for COVID.
They both.
That's golf, John. That's golf.
And golf starts, I think.
Golf.
I think Thursday. I mean, I know Patrick Reed's the replacement for the U.S. team, and he goes over Tuesday. I think the first round is Thursday or Friday for them.
Something like that.
I think we should start a new Olympic sport.
What's that?
Toilet sitting.
That
should be an Olympic sport. Can you sit on a toilet long enough? I mean, they're making everything else a sport. Let's do that. No?
Let's call it toilet luge.
Toilet luge. I like it.
Toilet luge.
Toilet luge. Yes, pa. Yeah.
Just slide down on your butt all the way down the track.
The fact that golf is an Olympic sport blows my mind.
But it just came back the last Olympics too. It was just renewed the last Olympics in Rio, so it's still rather new.
Baseball starts pretty soon. Softball is almost over with already. The women's soccer team got destroyed by Sweden. They came back and beat New Zealand, and so they could still lose to Australia.
Not you. Sorry, Ken. The dog. Sorry. All right.
All right. So yeah, Uncle Sam gets some humble pie and every now and then, and that's all good. So,
we still love you guys.
Yeah, we love you too.
Yeah,
especially during hockey season. Hockey season and curling season and lacrosse also. Yes.
Yeah, lacrosse.
Yeah. Okay, John, let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
Does lacrosse belong in the Olympics?
Lacrosse?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? That's a sport. That's busting your ass running around.
In Scotland, and so we know Scotland plays it, Canada plays it, United States plays it. I guess we can find somebody else and teach it to them. So, it's got you have to have, I think, 6 countries that play it. So,
greatest college lacrosse player of all time, Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
That was his first sport in college. It wasn't football. It was lacrosse.
Lacrosse. Believe it or not.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it's Olympics. Olympics are the Olympics. So, I mean, I like it, and I stay up, walk till way hours of the night watching it, and wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and start watching them again. And I have my own Olympic flag that I probably displayed the other day. So I actually got it on eBay, I believe.
So, we'd say, Elliot?
Not 1 second.
Not 1 second. Yeah, I haven't either, to be honest. I really haven't. I mean, I follow results on Twitter and Facebook, but I'm not turning on, I'd have to watch it on Peacock, and I haven't done it. I haven't watched it. So, but that's just me. It's 2 weeks that I won't watch. I don't watch it. I'm sorry. I don't. The COVID issue over there is so huge. I'm of the opinion they shouldn't have played it to begin with.
They shouldn't have played at all, dude.
Yeah.
The Tokyo
people, guess what?
Still didn't want them to play it. So
guess what? The almighty dollar is undefeated.
That's correct.
Except that the Japanese Olympic Committee is going to take a big bap on these because they built a 68,000 seat stadium, and
they can't charge admission for it.
They figured all that revenue. They factored in all that revenue.
Crowd. They spent all this money on new venues and can't use them because nobody's coming in. So
right,
they're gonna.
Plus, they were facing fines if they did. They were facing fines.
They will lose monumental money on these Olympics. So.
Ain't that right? Weren't they facing fines if they didn't proceed?
What, the Japanese?
Well,
no,
Japan for not playing the games.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
If they would have canceled, they would have had to pay some fines, I think, is what they were saying.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, it was up in the air right until the very day they had the opening ceremony. So,
wow.
I mean, even the IOC president.
What, John?
You know what they
that was cool as shit.
What?
It was a hummingbird.
Really?
A little thing. I thought it was a big bug. And it just came, it was like that big. It just stood right there and it looked at me, and then that was the cool. I love BC. There's palm trees here and little hummingbirds. We're just
jacked over a hummingbird. Yeah,
bro, I've never seen one. It literally was like right in front of me. That was crazy shit. I've never seen that.
Put a hummingbird feeder up. They'll come by all the time.
No, that's crazy.
Put a hummingbird feeder and put some little sugar water in there, and it'll.
Dude, that's I've never seen a hummingbird in my life, man. So that's
cool.
Never. And it just like it was like just weird because it just like. I thought it was a bug. I thought it was like they get some big ass moths and stuff out here, right? So I thought it was like, it's a little early for that. And I was like,
The thing about hummingbirds is they can flap their wings about 10,000 times a second. So I mean,
I'm pretty sure that looked like Hillary Clinton with the balloons.
Well, maybe you can talk the wife into moving to Vancouver.
No, she won't.
From one side of the country to the other, man.
She won't. And she's like, she's every day she's like, you want to move out there, don't you? I'm like, it doesn't snow here.
She tried that moving thing once.
Yeah.
Brett, I'm well aware of it. He's going to sign with the Oilers, so I'm okay with it.
He still gets pretty much with the who gives a fuck shit. Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be Brett without the so and so stubbed his toe.
We love you, Brett. Don't stop.
Don't ever stop, dude.
Don't ever stop because it gives us more material. We love it.
Yeah, that's right.
Either way, all right, guys, we're right at 8:30 almost. Good enough, close enough for government work.
Right on 8:30.
5:30 here. West coasting.
Look at making them make it. I like that, John. That's good.
Throw it up, the dub.
He's putting it up like he does it all the time. All right, so we're going to sign off for another week. Thank you, everybody that came out tonight. We appreciate it. Look for us on the podcast. Go wherever, search us for wherever you get your podcast. Spotify's a good spot. And we'll be here again next Sunday. On behalf of my co-host, Mr. Ken Koslow, John Olson, and of course, Big E, Lamba, Elliot. Thanks for showing up, and we will see you next Sunday. Hit the outro. Maybe.
Perhaps.
Well, there you have it, Nerds Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we're actually still alive to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our hosts, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? John, Bob, and Ken, the three other lovable members of the Ramp Pack, and yes, me, Big E. The entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of sports smack talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we want to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for fuck's sake, please wear a fucking mask. You just got hit with a pack rant from the Ramp Pack. And with that, fellas, we are out.